everyone, Donna Gray here, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in Australia. Lovely to be here with you today. Hopefully you can jump on, join me and have some fun while I craft using some of our brand new products. And I'm about to sneeze. So we have our holiday catalogue at the moment that has some beautiful, awesome products happening in that catalogue. If you are into Christmas crafting, our holiday catalogue is honestly awesome. It is one of the most favourite times for me of the year, doing my Christmas crafting, creating my beautiful Christmas cards for friends and family and loved ones and for customers. So it is, hey Christy, hey Kathy, hey Pam. It is absolutely, happy Tuesday to you too, Pam. It is absolutely the most favourite time for me for crafting of all time. So as you can see in the heading today, I've said that I'm going to use the seasonal wreaths. I'm going to use the seasonal wreaths and the tidings all around. And I am totally winging this. Hi Chris, how are you going? Thanks for joining. I am totally winging this today. I have the stamp sets, I have a bit of white cardstock beside me, and I have no idea what I'm going to do, but Lord knows what I'm going to come up with. So just a couple of things that I want to let you know about at the moment is that we have some awesome specials happening. I'll just pop you down onto my desk first. So we have some awesome specials happening, but I just wanted to thank, I've got these two beautiful cards that were sent to me from Anne Linnett. And I do a card swap every month. I have a card swap group, which is a worldwide group. And every time Anne sends me a card, I think, was I Anne's swap partner? I can't remember. I didn't think I was down to be Anne's swap partner. And I actually messaged her and she said to me, Donna, I did it because you organise it all the time and I feel like no one sends you any cards. So she's actually been sending me a card each month. And I do thank you, Anne. It is fantastic to get these cards. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Glenda. It's fantastic to get these cards. Hey, Pamela. How are you going? Fantastic to get these cards in the post. So this was our card for I think it was for our male themed card swap, and this one here was for our flowers card swap. So two simply stunning cards from Anne. So I want to thank you, Anne, for taking the time to actually send me some cards. I do have a card from Vicky Brooks, and Vicky, if you're on, I'm sorry, I misplaced it. I had it out here so I could show it in the video because Vicky kept saying, did my card arrive? Did my card arrive? Because Vicky's from Canada. And she kept saying to me, are you sure my card hasn't arrived yet? And I'm like, I'm telling you, I haven't got a card. And while I was actually away, it arrived while I was away. And it got put into all of the other mail, and I went through it and I found it. So I was ever so excited that I finally found it. So, and now I've lost it again to actually show you. So I'm terribly sorry about that. I'm just trying to find myself here on my computer so I can see comments and things coming up. There. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Matthew. So as usual, please jump on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from, and share the video. If you type shared in the comments, please say where you're from when you share the video, whether you're from Australia, whether you're from another area. Anyway, so these are the two stamp sets that I'm going to play with today, and I have no idea what I'm going to do. But before I do that, there's something special that we have been allowed to do, and it's this. It's called the Christmas Time is Here Suite. Now, I did show you this last week, and I do apologize. I was a naughty girl. I wasn't supposed to show you this until today. Demonstrators, we as demonstrators are able to order these products today as a demonstrator order. Now, it is simply a beautiful suite. You can purchase the whole suite all in one go and get everything that is in the suite. And it's got some stunning products in it, I can tell you. It's got designer series paper, it's got stamp sets, it's got a lovely gold bracelet. The gold bracelet is beautiful. I'll just show you a picture of the stamp set because this is the one thing that everybody... Look at those roses. Is that not just stunning? Now, it is supposed to be a Christmas stamp set, but I can see so many more uses for this stamp set. So, hey Karen, how you going? So I have actually purchased the stamp set. I've purchased the whole bundle today. It actually has framelits, so the stamp set has framelits that go with it. So I have purchased the whole bundle today. It's got gorgeous, this absolutely got me in. Glitter epoxy drops, don't we love that? Absolutely, and they are different to our faceted gems. I'm telling you, they're different. So, and who doesn't love some gold ribbon to go with some beautiful glitter dots? So, this is the gorgeous bangle that you can get. You can buy these things individually or you can buy these things in the whole suite. Now, when I say it's available to us as demonstrators, it is available to us as demonstrators as of today. We're allowed to order it. Also, we're allowed to order the new paper trimmer as well. So if you simply cannot wait until November for these awesome products or our brand new trimmer, we have no idea when the brand new trimmer is going to be available to customers, but they're allowing us as demonstrators to purchase it. Oh my God, please think about joining my team. You get to choose $235 worth of product. Now that suite alone, the whole suite, is worth about $194, $194.75 or something like that. So pretty close to $195. So that alone, you can get that whole suite, but only pay $169, plus add some more things in too. You can't do the whole suite and the trimmer. I did add that up and it goes over the amount. So you get to choose $235 worth of product when you join my team, when you purchase the starter kit, and you only pay $169. So if you're thinking about doing that, anything that is current to us as demonstrators, you can put in your starter kit. So that means that you can put the paper trimmer in your starter kit. We've got Purple Posy ink pad. Everyone's been waiting for the Purple Posy ink pad. So if you've been holding off thinking about purchasing your Purple Posy ink pads, now is the time to jump on and purchase those. But as I said, if you want to get your hands on anything in this gorgeous Christmas time is here suite, or the paper trimmer and replacement blades, you can easily just join my team and purchase the starter kit. And then you get an ongoing 20% discount. There is absolutely, everyone says, I don't want to be a demonstrator. Okay, when you join, they say that you are now, congratulations, you are now a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. That does not mean that you have to do videos. It does not mean that you have to hold parties. It just means that that is what you're called, but it means you've joined Stampin' Up! And you're going to get a discount. You get a 20% discount, and you are guaranteed. We have just started our quarter, okay? So when you join, when you start and you join part of the way through a quarter, you get that whole quarter plus the next whole quarter, definitely guaranteed 20% discount. If you don't get the quarterly amounts, you are still guaranteed that from today, you will get 6 months. Actually, it works out 7 months. 7 months of 20% discount. I'm just saying, $169. So if you've got an order that you're thinking about placing and it's going to go over $169, definitely you need to join my team. One of the perks of joining my Wild Heart Crafters team is we have an awesome team page that we all interact together. We have a social team page. We also now have a business builders team page. So if you're thinking about joining Stampin' Up! and running it as a business, I have business training specifically for the business-minded people. But if you just wholly and solely want to get a discount, then you can join wholly and solely, just get a discount. You do not have to sell to anyone. You do not have to do videos. You do not have to hold parties. You can join and just keep current on your own purchases. So I would love to have you as part of my team if that's what you're thinking. So we've just started a brand new Stampin' Up! Year. And our brand new Stampin' Up! Year starts on the 1st of October. So today is the first day of our brand new Stampin' Up! Year. Now, as you know, I've been fortunate enough to have earned the last 2 incentive trips. So today is number 1 day of me earning the next incentive trip. So that is another perk of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you work really hard and you run your business well, you may be able to earn an incentive trip. So the next incentive trip is it's on the Symphony of the Seas, which is the largest Royal Caribbean cruise ship in the world. It's their largest cruise ship that they have. Apparently the cruise ship alone is just amazing. Apparently it's got a park in the middle of it, like an actual park with grass and things. Apparently it has like a laser tag. I did see it had a laser tag area. So many things that you can do on this cruise ship alone. Plus we get to go to the Eastern Caribbean, and we get to go to Royal Caribbean's private island. And we get to get off at their private island and spend a day at their private island. So it's going to be an awesome trip to earn. And I cannot earn those trips without any of you awesome customers or team members. That is how, and the people that follow and share my videos. So I just want to say thank you very much. And I would love for you to help me earn this incentive trip for the next 12 months. So the way I can earn the incentive trip is by you placing your online orders. If you're really thinking about joining Stampin' Up, joining my awesome team of Wild Heart Crafters, and generally just supporting me in my business, because this is what I do for my permanent job. So all of those online orders all support my business and support me being able to do videos like this and being able to feed my children and being able to pay my bills. So I just want to thank you for everybody that has supported me over the last 3 years, and I look forward to your continued support. When you purchase from me online, as a customer, or even if you purchase in person, I do offer, if you are not computer literate, that you can ring me and I will place your order over the phone. I'm quite happy to do that for you. I have a loyalty program that for every $100 you purchase, you earn a loyalty token. When you get 10 of those loyalty tokens, you get to spend $100 with me, a shopping spree. Now that is only going to be in every year, like that will end at the end of December. So if you've got loyalty tokens that you've already earned through this year, at the end of December that will be the cutoff period. So, and then you will start earning those loyalty tokens again in January. So if you haven't got your 10, if you're close and you've got 8, you need to place an online order for a couple of $100 and you'll get another 2, and then you'll get a $100 shopping spree from me. So you've got a blackout at the moment, Matthew. That's no good. So let's get to crafting, because I know that's what you all want to do. So I'm just going to do that again and go down here. Okay, so I have no idea what I'm going to do. So we're going to start from scratch. I'm going to do a pretty simple card to start off with, and I'm going to use the tidings all around and just do a very basic, simple card. So I'm just going to take some of my Whisper White as my base, and I'll grab my trimmer from behind me here. And I'll cut my base. So my base is 5 3/4. It's not quite half an A4 sheet, but that is how I do it because I like to get my layers a lot easier on the front when it's that measurement, by 8. And then I'm actually going to score it at 4. Now I don't normally score my cards, but because I'm using thick Whisper White, I'm going to score it at 4. Now when I score it, that creates a dint in the cardstock. You fold it against that dint, and that's what stops your cardstock from cracking along the top, okay? And then that ends up giving you a 4" by 5 3/4" card front size, okay? I'm just going to take another piece of just normal Whisper White, which I've got a scrap piece here, just to make another layer on top. So I'm just going to do that one at 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. Hopefully we've got enough there. Oh, it's a little bit littler, but that's okay. That will do me. Okay, and that's just going to create just another layer so I can stamp on that layer and then adhere it to the front of my card. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the large stamp out of here, the large wreath stamp, and I'm going to ink that up. Okay. Pop it on a block. Is that block going to be big enough? Yes, just big enough. I think it's just big enough. It actually probably would be better off in a Stamparatus, but we're just going to make do at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to take, I'm thinking, what green do I want to do? I think garden green is going to be my choice. Now this is easy, simple stamping. If you are brand new to start, yes, there is dies that go with the wreath. Let me see if I've got them in the packet here. Yes, I do. I'm going to show them to you. So these are the framelits that match. Could help if I show them the right way up. Okay, so you can stamp the wreath and cut it out, or you can also cut out like a decorative wreath, and there's some nice little branchy bits as well. So we might use that to step up the card a little bit later on. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to just ink up my garden green wreath. Make sure I've got ink everywhere. This is a beautiful detailed wreath, so I'm going to put it up in that top 2/3 of my card. Okay, and stamp it down. Make sure you give it time to soak into your cardstock. Okay, pick it up. Look at the detail in that. Is that not simply beautiful? Okay, so we've got some sentiments in this as well. And I think I'm just going to do comfort and joy out of there, which I've got that. Okay, so I'm going to pop that onto a block. And of course, keeping to the traditional colours, I think I'm just going to grab maybe some real red and stamp my sentiment in real red. Okay, so comfort and joy. Sorry, that's wiggling the table. So I'm just going to stamp that in real red, just down the bottom. Tidings of comfort and joy. I'm going to clean that up so I don't get any real red all over me. So that's looking super cute already. All we've done is 2 easy stamps. Okay, so quick stamping. There's also another little stamp in there that, hey Linda, how you going? Nice to see you all the way from Texas. Thank you for joining. Hey Megan, how you going? Someone's saying that they didn't know a new catalog was around. Oh, and you're in the US, yes. You can look at the catalog online though. Like if that demonstrator hasn't sent you a catalog, you can just go into Stampin' Up and check out everything online. You can see it online, no problem whatsoever. So maybe you could try doing that if you wanted to purchase in. You can purchase directly through Stampin' Up. Okay, so there's some nice little berries in this stamp set as well. So we're going to use some of them. And it's a tiny little stamp. So when you've got a tiny little stamp, the key to a tiny stamp is light-handed and make sure you don't rock the block. Hey Rhonda, how you going from Florida? It's bedtime here. I bet it is. I bet it's late. Okay, so what I'm going to do is ink up these little berries, and every now and then on my wreath, I'm going to pop some berries. So randomly just around on the wreath, some cute little berries, and I went too heavy with that because I wasn't watching. I'm I'm going to clean that up before I end up making a mess. So just a couple every now and then around that wreath. And it just adds a little bit of colour to that wreath, but very simple stamping. If you are brand new to stamping, you can wholeheartedly stamp this gorgeous wreath, like so. So can everyone see that? Would you like me to zoom in so you can see those little berries a little bit more? So there you go. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see those berries and what that's done on there. Okay, so I'm going to close up that ink so I don't get it all over me. And now it's just a simple case. I think that is a really simple, gorgeous card. So I'm just going to layer that up onto my white card base. I'm just going to crease my card base with my bone folder. That just makes your card base sit nice and flat and not bulge out. And we're just going to pop some Tombow on the back. You love the wreath, Jessica. I know. I think when it comes to Christmas, I think of snowmen and wreaths and Christmas trees. That is what seems to enter my mind when it comes to Christmas crafting. Okay, so there we have it. Simple stamping, super gorgeous card. Now inside we could stamp. Okay, so I'm going to take it to one more level because we are brand new to stamping and we want to have a card that's totally finished here. So bear with me while I try and find a block to mount things on. I'm going to stamp the sentiment, "'Tis the season." So we've got tidings of comfort and joy, and then we're going to inside. We're going to say, "'Tis the season." Okay. And I think I'm going to ink that up in our Real Red ink. Hey Jacqueline, how are you going? Says, hi Donna, have been following me on my new healthy eating plan. I am doing really, really well. So if people have been, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I did post it, I think, on my business page the other day, but I have started a brand new diet. So 'tis the season in the middle. And I think there's this gorgeous little branch of leaves and things. And I think I'm just going to do that, if I can get a block, and do that in my garden green. So 2 ink pads here and a bit of white cardstock. And that's all right. I did know what you was trying to say. And so far, I started my diet about actually 8 days ago. This is the 9th day. So I'm just going to do this just here. Okay? So there we go. We have a really simple, easy Christmas card. Simple stamping. Now, as I said, if you are brand new to stamping, you are totally capable of producing a card like this. 2 ink pads, white cardstock, and 1 stamp set. So it's not a lot of outlay, and you could do some really, really different things with this stamp set. So what I think I might do now is we'll do a similar thing. So I'm going to grab I'll grab my cutter again. So sorry, bear with me because it's going to take me a bit to get organized here because I have nothing prepared because, as I said, I am winging it today because I absolutely had nothing prepared. So I knew what I wanted to use, but I've just been so busy that I didn't get to prep and get organized. But anyway, sometimes when you wing it, they're the best cards. Okay, so I've cut that at 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches and scored at 4 inches. We're also going to have something a little bit different, which will change the look if I can find some here. Yep, that. Okay, so we're just going to change it up just a little bit. I want some white cardstock that's big enough. Okay, I'll grab a scrap piece of white. Well, I haven't got a scrap piece, but this one will do. We'll just cut a piece big enough to fit the wreath, like so. Okay, pop that back there. All right, so I'm going to stamp the wreath down again. So I've got my piece of white card base. Oh, you shared to your page in case you fall asleep, Jenny. Well, at least you know where to find me, but you only have to, Jenny, you only have to go to my business page. Hey, Vicky, how you going? You only have to go to my business page and you will find the video on my business page. It'll be the latest thing that I've done because I always post it publicly to my business page when I'm finished. So what we're going to do is this time we're just going to step it up a little bit. So this is what I did in my my video last week, and I got a lot of responses about how good it was to see the different levels of crafting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp that wreath down again. So I've inked it up with my garden green ink, and I'm now stamping that down. So giving it enough time to be able to have the ink soak into my cardstock. That is one thing that a lot of people are pretty hasty at picking it up and not giving it time to soak in. But you can see it is a simply stunning wreath. Okay, so now I'm going to step it up a little bit here by, okay, say we don't have the framelets because we're just a casual crafter, okay? I'm going to fussy cut this out. Now you all may say, oh my Lord, I don't want to fussy cut anything. Who would want to fussy cut? Now this is simply an easy thing to fussy cut because it's already got the white around the image. So you don't have to be too particular in how you fussy cut this wreath, but you'll see just the difference it's going to make on the card when you do a little bit more work. And in saying doing a little bit more work, about the only thing extra I'll probably add to this is maybe a little bit of ribbon and maybe some dimensionals. So still, it's not going to break the budget. So as I said, if you're brand new to crafting and you don't know what to purchase, you can actually get our note cards and envelopes. So, if you wanted to join my team, you can buy the new paper trimmer and get a pack of white cardstock and 2 ink pads and a stamp set, and you are good to go to do this. As I said, this is going to step it up a little bit. So this is a little bit for the casual, sorry, I'm out of screen. I just realized I was holding it close to me to see where I was fussy cutting, and I was totally out of the screen. So as you can see, I'm moving the cardstock. I'm actually not moving the scissors. So there we have a cute wreath cut out, fussy cut out. I'll keep that because I want that for the next one. Okay, so we've got a wreath that we've cut out. We have a piece of real red cardstock. I'm actually going to do, I think, a piece of white on that as well. So I need a piece of normal whisper white, which is this. So that one most probably, let me see. Okay, that one's smaller than I thought. So we're going to do it 3.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, so 3.5 by 5 1/4. I'll zoom back out again too so that it gives you a bit more view. Pop that back over there. Okay, so that's going to give me a really, really fine border in behind my red. I'll pop it onto the white so you can see. So see how it makes it pop? So I'm just going to do that. And I'm also going to grab something from here. That will be cute. Okay, so a bit of ribbon. Okay. Now, I'm going to stamp probably "'Tis the Season" on the front of this one, just to make it look a little bit different. I'm going to do it in our Real Red ink, and I'm going to do it down the bottom. Sorry, I keep going out of screen. So I've done it down the bottom. Hey Deborah, how you going? No, it's not the new trimmer yet, Linda. I ordered the new trimmer this morning. I can't get it that quick. I wish I could get it that quick, but it's not the new trimmer just yet. That's still the old one. But the new trimmer is coming. So believe me, it is coming, and I did order mine today. How's Karen? No, she hasn't got it yet. I could wish. It would be lovely to have it. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp my berries once again around my wreath, just to add a little bit of colour, a little bit of oomph all the way around that wreath. And you don't have to be very particular in where you stamp those berries. No matter how you stamp it around the wreath, it's just to add a little bit of colour. And you know what holly is like. Wreaths are like, the berries tend to hide and sit down in the branches of the greenery. So, okay, so that just adds a little bit of colour again. The reason, okay, Megan's asking me why do I not stamp using a Pierce mat when I'm using photopolymer stamps. This base that I'm stamping on is a really, really solid, flat base. It's actually a big, massive floor tile, and it's concrete. And it gives me a really good, hard, solid base, and I don't feel that I need to have it. It stamps perfectly, so I never have an issue. The only reason I have an issue is if I'm not close enough to it, I'm not over it to stamp. Sometimes I stamp at an angle and I miss stamp, but that is not due to not having a stamping mat. It is due to not being in the right position to stamp. It's a little bit hard when you're doing videos to be able to do that. So what I'm actually going to do, and I've got a big blob there, luckily it's on the back of my, underneath where I'm going to pop my wreath. So I'm just going to, with some liquid glue, pop some glue on the back there. And I'm going to glue that to my Real Red cardstock. Now the reason that I use a liquid glue, as you can see, it's got a really, really fine layer. So the liquid glue allows you to be able to glue that down easily. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to step it up just a tiny little bit, and I'm going to pop up my wreath onto some dimensionals. And I really wanted to get back to basics with stamping, because there's a lot of people that I find have not been taught the basics of stamping. That's totally okay, Megan. I'm happy that you asked the question, because there was probably other people out there wondering why I don't use a Pierce mat. But I can tell you, if you're stamping on a table and your table is not level, you will have issues with your photopolymer stamps, and it is advisable to use a Pierce mat. But as I said, because my tile is dead flat, and I know that it is because from experience and using it for the last couple of years, I feel that I don't really have the need. So I'm now going to pop that up onto the front. Straight away, you can see, I'll turn it, can we turn it sideways? We've got a bit of dimension happening on that card. So it changes the whole effect of the front of the card just by popping it up on dimensionals. So it's not an expensive thing to do, but it just changes the dynamics of the card and takes it to another level. Now I'm going to take it to another level again, because I'm going to use some of this gorgeous garden green ribbon. And as you know, I don't tie my ribbon all the way around. It is relaxing, Helen, fussy cutting. I know a lot of people freak out about it and go, oh, I don't want to fussy cut. But it's not that hard. And if you leave that white border around, it's very giving. So if you leave that white border around, if you're not quite as far away from the stamped image as you need to be, it sort of hides that fact a little bit. So I've got my double-sided tape, And I'm just going to grab the backings off that, and I can pop my ribbon into that to glue onto my card. So I'm just going to look at that around this way, and I want that to come in underneath. So I'm just going to, that one's going to stick into there. I'm then going to take it nice and firm across, and it's going to stick into there, which looks nice and even. Yep. And grab my scissors and trim that off. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. So now I'm actually going to take the ribbon and I'm going to tie a bow. And I had a bow tying lesson at my craft retreat on the weekend. And people have said, show us how you tie your bows. It's wonderful. And I don't know what it is. I've just tied bows like this my whole life. And I said, it's how I tie my shoelaces. But anyway, so that's the only trick that I do that is totally different is holding the two loop ends and the two tail ends, and that makes your tails hang down. So that's the only thing that I would do, that I would say that would be different to tying your shoelaces. Okay, so I'll pop that aside, put my pin there so I know how to put it back. And then I think I'm just going to make that a little bit littler and make my tails a bit longer. So I think I'm just going to pop that on there like that. So I'll grab a glue dot. If there was glue dots in my glue dot box, but oh, there they are. I knew I had glue dots somewhere. Okay, and pop a glue dot on my bow. If it wants to stick to my bow. Oh, I've got a star sticking to me. Okay, and we'll just pop that bow down underneath on the wreath. Okay, so now I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals as well. So just to, you were fussy cutting 6 seahorses and 12 shells last night. You had your teeth clenched the whole time. Do you know, some people find it relaxing, some people find it just absolutely excruciatingly not pleasant. So each to their own. I don't love it and I don't hate it. So I don't really have an issue with it. I just know that if there's times where there is no framelit, I have to fussy cut. Simple as that. So so what I'm saying is, if you actually purchase just the stamp set alone, don't think that you can't get that nice 3D version of the wreath, because I've just shown you that you can just fussy cut around the outside and you can quite easily get that 3D look. Okay, so we've got all of our dimensionals on the back. I'm then going to pop that on the front of my card. So that actually looks nice. It's got a good decent border because it was actually cut smaller than my first layer that I normally have. So we've got that. We'll do the same thing inside, but we'll use the opposite sentiment inside. So I'm going to get my real red, ink up Tidings of Comfort and Joy, and stamp that there. And then the leafy stamp. And actually, to tell you the truth, Vicky, they have dies for most of their stamps. There's not a lot of their stamps that they don't have framelits for. Okay, so there we have another stepped up version of the first. So I'm just going to bring in the first one and just show you the difference. Okay, so this is simple stamping. This is just one layer put on the front of our card. Simple stamping, we have no ribbon, we have no dimension to it. This is just popping it up on dimensionals and adding a little bit of ribbon and adding a little bit of color in the background. So it just takes it to a different level. So now what we might do is do a third version of a stepped up version. Where's my cardstock here? So I'll cut another card base. Sorry that you have to sit here while I cut my card bases, but it is what it is. 1 and cut by 8. So yes, I haven't got the new trimmer. When I get my new trimmer and when I get the beautiful new Christmas time is here sweet, I will jump on and show you. Does everyone know that it's World Card Making Day on Saturday? Does everyone know that? So World Card Making Day is a day that we can celebrate this awesome craft that we have. And I simply think it is wonderful to, I'm going to grab another one of those layers. Okay, make sure I've got it and make sure I've got the right size. Double check it. Okay, that one's cut. Yep, I'm going to have to do the same thing. Okay, so 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. Yep. Okay, so 5 1/4. Ah, come on. 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. Okay. So I've got my layers now all sorted. I'm going to bring this in again and I'm going to stamp with that wreath again. You need to know how to cut papers too. So as I said, when I'm doing my layers, I step it down by 1/4 inch normally. This is stepped down by 1/8 inch. So to get that tiny, tiny little border, you need to just go a smaller measurement. But the reason why I cut my cardstock the way I do, I could cut it perfectly in half. And the reason that I don't do it like that, so okay, so I'm going to stamp that down again. And then I'm going to grab the framelit. I'm going to get the big shot. So this is for the avid crafter. This is for the crafter that has quite a few things in their craft room that they can use. So they've got a big shot machine that will cut out the framelits. So as I said, if you're new to stamping and you haven't seen things, and this is the first time you've watched me, there is different levels of crafting and different levels that you can go to make your cards look different. So I'm going to bring in the big shot machine. So I'm going to bring that in. We might even zoom out a little bit further. You can see probably the mess on my desk, but that's totally okay. So I'm going to bring in the big shot machine. Now the big shot machine, it has framelits that we can cut things out. So I've got my magnetic plate and I've got one cutting pad. I'm going to take my stamped image like so. I'm going to grab the framelit and bear with me because I haven't used this framelit before. So I'm hoping I can line it up well. I'm not real sure. I'm going to get up and see what I can do here. So I'm hoping I can line that up really well with that. And that's looking, I don't know, pretty good. I'm going to wing this one. I haven't ever used this framelit before, so I'm hoping that I've lined that up nice on top. Hey Shirley, how you going? Okay. And are you ready for it? That piece comes out and look at what we have. Isn't that super cute? Okay, so that's just using that one framelit and that's the difference that we get. Okay, I'll pop that out of the way now. I'm going to show you something else a little bit different here in a minute too. Okay, pop them all out of the way. And I'll pop my framelit back in my set so that I don't lose it. Oh, like so. Okay. So we have our card base. We have our layers. I think what I'm actually going to do is, I think I'm actually going to emboss this white layer just to create a little bit of a different look again. So I have this gorgeous scrolled embossing folder that we sell, and it's super, super cute. It's in our brand new holiday catalog. Believe it or not, it's in amongst all the Halloween products. So I'm just going to bring in my other big shot. Oh. And pop that in view. And I don't need that plate. I just need 2 plates because it's a thin. So it's a really thin embossing folder. So because it's super thin, we have 1 cutting plate at the bottom, 1 at the top. Now, as you can see, I've got the fold going through the Big Shot machine. Hey Doris, how you going? So I've got the fold going through the Big Shot machine first, so that stops you from breaking your embossing folders. If you put them through the other way, you'll find that pressure will build up, and if the layers aren't level, it will end up breaking across your spine of your embossing folder. So you always pop your embossing folder in with the spine first. Stampin' Up! Emblem up, and because the Stampin' Up! Emblem is up, our right side of our card is up, so this is going to be the right way up for our embossing folder to go. So we're going to get the lovely pattern on our Whisper White piece of paper. So I'll just run that through. So I've got a cutting pad on the top. So I've just got my base plate. I haven't got the thin die adapter. I've got the base plate and 2 cutting pads. 1 on top, 1 on bottom. And then I'll get that out and I'll show you the gorgeous embossed look. There you go. Look at that. Is that not stunning? So that's what we call dry embossing. So that's actually embossing a piece of cardstock without any color or anything. It's just like, it's like the pattern in a material. I'll go back the other way. It's like getting that pattern on your material when you, that's a little bit too big. Oh. It's not letting me zoom back out. Oh, why is it not doing that? Sorry, we're gonna have to stay there. I've zoomed in and I can't zoom back out. I have no idea why, but that's the way it's gonna have to be. It's gonna be very, very up close and personal. So we've got that gorgeous embossed layer. So I'm actually going to pop that onto my real red layer. Now, because I've actually embossed that, I'm actually going to, yeah, it's a lovely embossing folder, Deborah. I'm actually going to use my double-sided tape on the back of that. And if I can find my double-sided tape, I just had it here when I did the ribbon. Once again, things are going missing. Oh. Okay, I'll just grab a new one. Seeing I can't find one, I'll just grab a new one. If you can see it and it's staring me right in the face, tell me. But for the life of me, I can't see where it's gone. But never mind. We'll just get a new lot. And I'll find the old lot somewhere later this afternoon, knowing me. So because it's embossed, I'm actually going to, I really don't like that being so close. There we go. That's a bit better. Some reason it was having a bit of a hissy fit and wouldn't let me zoom back out. So I'm actually using double-sided tape to stick down this layer. Now the reason that I do that is when you emboss it, because it changes the shape of your card, it can tend to not sit really nice and flat and straight, where if you use the double-sided tape, it actually adheres it to the level of your card a lot better and makes it sit flatter. So I always use the double-sided tape when I've embossed. It is harder to line up. You only get one chance at it. Once you stick it down and it's done. So that is why I don't use double-sided tape that often when it comes to my crafting, because I like to have the wiggle room, but when it comes to embossed things, I feel like it just needs that extra oomph of sticking down. And I've now lost my pokey tool as well. How do I lose these things? Oh, pokey tool's disappeared as well. Anyway, we'll find a foreign one in here somewhere, surely. Can you see my pokey tool, people? how did when I bought up the, oh, there's my pokey tool. Found it. It's in behind things on my desk. I was going to say, how did it when I brought up the Big Shot machine? I lost everything. I still can't find the double-sided tape, but never mind. Frankie has come to watch with you. Who's Frankie, Megan? I know you, oops. So I'm just taking the backing off my double-sided tape so that we can glue that onto our layer. Hi Diane, how you going? Thank you for watching. If it's your first time watching me, please let me know. Please type in the comments and say first time watching, because I really love it when I reach different people and when I find out. I love everybody that normally watches me, but I also think it's awesome when my crafting is reaching different areas and reaching different people. So I do ask for you to share the video, and the reason for that is so that someone on your friends list might be wanting to watch some crafting videos. So now what I'm going to do, I've got a tiny little border, so I've got one chance at this, and Lord knows whether I'm going to get it good. It's not too bad. Okay, so we've got a little border all the way around, and that's going to be able to go onto our card, so it really makes that white layer pop. And with the embossing, it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So I think I'm definitely going to pop the wreath up as well. And I've got a different bit of ribbon that I'm going to use for this one, just to make it a little bit different to the first one. Oh, no worries, Lisa. Can always catch up on the beginning. I've made a couple of cards. This is my third card, so you've missed out on 2 of them if you've just joined me. Okay, so I'm just going to take those dimensionals off that and pop that onto the front. There. And I didn't stamp my little berries, but that's totally okay. I wonder in the framework, does it have anything? No. Okay. All right. So now I've got to work out, because I've embossed that layer, I now have to work out how I'm going to pop my sentiment on. So I think I'm going to do Christmas cheer. And I think what I'm going to do is, if I can possibly do this without messing it up. Actually, no, I think I'm going to, okay. I think I'm going to just do a strip of Whisper White. Do we have a thin strip of Whisper White here? If not, I can cut one down anyway. I'll do it on that. I'll cut it down. I think I'll cut it down. I'm not, hopefully I'll be able to cut it down. I may cut it down with my scissors. All right, so I'm just going to, with my real red, I'm going to stamp my sentiment on that strip. Yeah, good idea, Karen. Okay. All good. We have an idea for the berries. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that carefully on that strip. Like so. Okay. Now, if I had my tiny little trimmer out here, which I don't think I do, I don't have my little whiz-bang trimmer, so I'm actually going to have to do this by hand. I was going to say, believe it or not, I just found the double-sided tape here in amongst my ink pads, so it didn't go missing. Okay, so I'm actually going to trim this by hand. I'm going to trim that right off there. Okay. So just with a steady hand, straight along the top of those letters, we can totally do this. Look at that. That's trimmed pretty well. Okay, so I've got that. So I still want to step this up a little bit. So I'm like, okay. So maybe we'll take a piece of that red cardstock, and maybe we will grab our trimmer and cut a piece. That will look cute. So that is nearly 1/2 inch. So we might go a little bit over 1/2 inch there. So, okay. And that should be exactly the width of that, which it is. Okay. Okay. And that's just changed my mind on the ribbon, but that's totally okay because we can use the other ribbon. We'll do that. I'm going to use the same ribbon as what we used before. Okay. As I said, I am winging this. I don't really have a plan, but it's happening. You always have trouble cutting like that, Doreen. I don't tend to cut like that very often. I always like to keep those slithery strips that when you're cutting your layers. And they're always excellent for sentiment strips as well. So I'm just going to grab some dimensionals there and pop them all the way along that sentiment strip. Like so. Okay, I'm actually going to glue that down, and I'm going to use a bit of double-sided tape to glue that down because it's going to go onto embossing. I want it to sit really nice on that embossed layer, so I'm just going to pop a bit of double-sided tape on there. And I didn't quite go long enough. So there. So I am taking bookings for my February summer retreat. So if you would like to come and craft with me for 2 days and have an awesome time at a retreat, it's going to be on the 22nd and 23rd of February. And I have another one on the 29th of February and the 1st of March. And both of those have got limited spots left. I may be going to run a 3rd weekend. I can take 8 people at the retreat. In the first retreat, I've got 3 spots left. The second retreat, I've got 2 spots left. So if you're thinking about wanting to come to one of my retreats, it will be all the products out of the Occasions catalogue. It will be products out of that. So you'll get similar deal as what I've been, what I just did with my last retreat. It will be a $60 goodie bag. It will be $150 for the basic retreat. You get to make 8 make and takes, you get 5 gifts, and you get a $60 goodie bag for that $150. And accommodation and meals is extra on top. That's a thing that you need to organize yourself. There is motels that are very close to me that I can give you the names of. There's a group of girls that are all going to make a road trip, and they're all coming to the first one that I have. So if you're interested in my retreat and you were thinking about wanting to come to one of the ones in February, it's over on my website, which is stampingwithdonnag.com. You can go over to my website and you can click on the weekend retreat tab, and you'll see all the details there, and you can register there. Now, your registration is not complete unless you pay your $50 deposit. So until you've paid your $50 deposit, you don't have a spot in the retreat until that deposit is paid. And that way I can organise and get things sorted to know what people I have and what people I don't. So people, those spots that are already taken, those people have paid for their deposit. And I can't get the backing. Airfares would be extra, yes, Janice, for you to get here. And I live close to Ballina. Ballina is the closest airport. We do have a Lismore airport, but if you fly into Lismore, it'll be really expensive. But if you fly into Ballina, Ballina is about 20 minutes away from my place. So it's very close. It's the next town over from Lismore. Okay, I finally got it. Did you see that struggle was real? I think what I needed to do is put my double-sided tape down on my card first instead of on the ribbon. I don't normally do that. I don't know why I was doing that, but anyway. So I'm just going to line that up along there and then trim it off equal. Winter doesn't like you. It will be summer for us. It'll be a summer retreat. It'll be the end of summer for us. So that February is coming, our summer's coming to an end. Okay, and we're going to pop that Christmas cheer just on top of that. Oh, I'm going to pop him up a bit further. So just like so. Okay. Now, that's looking super cute. Just going to make sure that's level, which it's not. It is now. Okay. It's coming together nice. All right, let's see if I have some cute little rhinestones. Where are my rhinestones? Boxy shapes, embellishments. Rhinestones are right there. Let's see what we have in this little bag of goodies. Do I have any red ones? I doubt it. Do I? No. Nope. Although we have coloured some before. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to improvise. I don't have any red rhinestones, so what are we going to do? We're going to take our cherry cobbler blends marker and we're going to make some red ones. You love how I've done the sentiment? Yeah, it's cute, isn't it? Okay, so I'm actually just going to do the small rhinestones. So I'm going to colour them red and have a few that we can pop around. So this is what you can do when you don't have the colour that you need. You can always use your blends and make them the colour that you want. Not as good as the red ones that I should have. I'm just going to check in one more thing. I'm thinking I may have some in another box over here. Let me see. What I do, I'm still going to probably use those ones I coloured in anyway. I've got some red rhinestones. No worries, Shirley, catch you later. Okay, so I'm going to take that out of the packet and I'm going to make my job way easier. And I'm going to change the end of my Take Your Pick tool. So we've now got a new brush end to our Take Your Pick tool, which is awesome. And I'm just going to unscrew that and put my putty end back in so I can get my rhinestones off really, really easily. Okay. So I'm going to grab some rhinestones and pop them around. Oh, that has made it super, super pretty. Gorgeous, I must say. Who doesn't love these beautiful red rhinestones? I think they're a must for Christmas crafting. Okay, so we've got that. I think I'm going to use these ones that I did. I think I'm going to pop them in the corner there. And maybe down in the corner here. And maybe just a few on there. Oh. Okay. I think that is looking super cute. All right. Pardon me while I have a drink of water. Impressed, not received. You're impressed with how they turned out? Sorry, I was getting a little bit dry then. Oh, lost that, but never mind. All right, so I'm going to pop that up onto dimensionals as well. Oh. Actually, no, I'm going to do something else to the front because this is for the avid crafter. So I'm thinking about something else getting added on there. And these aren't our regular dimensionals. These are dimensionals out of a kit that I had. And I've got them left over because I use my own dimensionals in the kit. So I found the sheet of them the other day and I thought, I'm going to use them up. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take the backings off all those. So who actually missed this set in the catalogue and thought, no, I'm not going to get it? And now that maybe you've seen this today, you're thinking, I might rethink that decision. So of course I've got to make a bow. Can't have anything without a bow. If we're an avid crafter, we have bling, we have bows, we have embossed, we have stamped, we have die cuts, we have absolutely everything you can possibly do if we're an avid crafter. Okay, that's pretty cute. So cut that off. Don't want it covering up my... Okay, I think I might do that. I don't want it covering up my sentiments, so... That's going to look super cute, I think. Oh, do you like it up there? Don't mind it there. I'd like to put it here, but it's covering up my sentiment if I put it there. There or up in the top corner. You may get it, but you have other sets on your list. Yeah, it's cute. I'm thinking I might just go there. Just there with a glue dot. Okay, glue dot. And pop it in there. That's looking pretty cute. Okay, so let's bring them in again. So we've got simple, casual, and then more for the avid crafter. You could also use, yeah, Doreen said, I wasn't going to, but those cards are terrific. And you know what? I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't show you what you could do with the stamp set. I'm actually going to bring in the other stamp set, which is this one here, Seasonal Wreaths, and I'm actually going to do a little bit of a play around with this one. Just to see if we can do something so we can see something totally different with the wreath rather than a Christmassy feel. So I'm just going to pop those aside. So once again, I need a base. Is that the thick one? Yes, it is. Yep. So 5 3/4 by 8 inches. Scored at 4. So they're the ones, they're the strips that I would save for that. And I would have had them had I not, I'm popping them off to the side here, and I should have just used one of them rather than trying to cut one down. So once again, 5 3/4 by 8 inches, scored at 4 inches, and I'll fold that. Just gonna grab a piece of Whisper White. I think I'm just gonna do, yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a layer on the front. That's thick. I need that one. This is where you really know that I'm winging it, when I've got to cut the cardstock while I'm sitting here. That and 3 3/4. Actually, no, I'm going to do that a little bit littler. That and that. Okay. Hopefully that will give us enough to fit the wreath on anyway. Alright, because we're going to put maybe a coloured... Anyway, sorry, I'm chatting away here to myself. I'm going to do that with my bone folder to make it sit, because it is that thick Whisper White. So I'm going to grab the other wreath out of this set. And I am still going to stamp it. Normally, I'm going to colour here, but normally I would stamp it with Memento ink if I was going to do some colouring. But we can stamp it with our normal inks as well, because our Memento is a water-based ink, and so is all of our ink pads. So we can use any of our coloured ink pads to be able to stamp it. Just going to get that cleaned up and get that taken off there, so I can use the block using my trusty old chamois, which I love when I craft, because it's nice not to have to worry about. You can just keep, just pop that in there. You can just keep stamping away and cleaning your stamps and having a lovely time. And you can clean them with your stamp, with your chamois really, really easily. Okay, got bits and pieces everywhere here. Okay, we need that awesome, whoop. Is it going to fit? Not really. Is it going to fit that way? Yeah, maybe, just. Okay. So I'm going to stamp it up here, but I think I'm actually going to stamp it in the garden green and then maybe colour in everything. No, I'm going to stamp it. I'm not going to stamp it in garden green. I'm going to stamp it in basic grey. Now, the reason that I'm going to stamp it in basic grey is a lot softer than our Memento ink, as in the outline being a lot softer in the colour. So when I want to colour something and I don't want that stark black with then the coloured look, I tend to use my basic grey to be able to do that. So I'm just going to ink that up. Once again, I'm going to go up in the middle of that top 2/3 of my card and stamp it down. You're explaining why you don't cut your cardstock in half and got sidetracked. Okay, Megan, the reason that I don't cut my cardstock in half, I am not honestly a money miser when it comes to cardstock. If I'm going to get a slither like this off the edge of my cardstock to get the cardstock to be easy layers for me to work out the front layers, I'm happy to do that, okay? So the reason why I cut my cardstock at 5 3/4 inches. So there you go, we've got our gorgeous stamped image. The reason why I cut my cardstock at 5 3/4 inches is that when I fold my cardstock in half for my card, I have exactly 4 inches this way and exactly 5 3/4 inches this way. And because I work in inches, when I go to my layers, to make a layer to get a border of that white base all the way around, you cut your layer 1/4 of an inch smaller than what your front layer is. So because this is 4 inches this way, I cut my layer at 3 3/4 inches. So that's 1/4 of an inch smaller than the 4-inch side. Down this way, I cut my layer, my first layer, at 5 1/2 inches. Because it's 5 3/4 inches, we take a 1/4 of an inch off. So we're normally the base front is 4 inches by 5 3/4. I cut the first layer 1/4 of an inch smaller, 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. That would give you a really, really perfect layer. So I'm just going to show you here. This one should be cut the right way. Yes, it is. And you can see that you get like an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Then when I cut my next layer, I know that this is cut at 3 1/2 inches, 3 3/4 inches. I can cut that at 3 1/2 inches and I'm going to get another border like that. And 5 1/4 inches this way and I'm going to get another border. So you can step down by 1/4 of an inch. The reason that I don't cut it exactly in half of our cardstock is 5 7/8 of an inch. Now, if I cut it at 5 7/8, I've then got to work out 5 5/8, 5 3/8, 5 1/8, and that to me just does my head in. So I just like to work in quarters, halves, 3/4. It just makes it way, way easier. But if I want that tiny, minute border, which I've done with this one, instead of stepping down 1/4 of an inch smaller, I stepped down only an 1/8 of an inch smaller. I don't want to confuse you with that, but that's when you get that really thin, you can just see a hint of color, okay? So that's why I cut my layers the way I do. Everyone, each to their own, honestly. Everyone has their own ideas, but that's why I do what I do. Okay, so I'm gonna use some Old Olive, I think, Old Olive, and we might just use, what have we got up here? What is this? Actually, I think I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo if I can find it. Which one is my Flirty Flamingo? What's this? Rococo Rose, Rococo Rose. That's not Flirty Flamingo. Sorry, bear with me. I'm trying to find my blends. What's this one? Flirty Flamingo. Flirty Flamingo. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do is just with my Old Olive, and I'm going to use the fine tip end because I'm going to take my glasses off for this so I can see. Everyone laughs at me, but for up close things, I have to take my glasses off. I can't see. So I'm just going to, for the leaves, I'm just going to use my Old Olive and I'm going to colour the leaves. Now I'm using my light Old Olive here. Now this will probably take me a while to get this card coloured, but you're going to see how fantastic it looks when it is coloured. And by doing the different colours, I wanted to give you an idea of how different you can make a wreath look rather than it looking like Christmas. So just colouring in the leaves. And the idea when you're colouring with your blends is not to go too far out to the stamped edge image, to your line. Leave a little tiny bit because your blends will soak into your cardstock and will go out there eventually. If you go too far out and too close out to your lines, you will find that it will end up bleeding outside your stamped image, and you don't want that. It's not a pretty look. Okay, so I'm just going to do the big leaves with my light Old Olive. Okay, I think that's it. Yep. And then I'm going to use my Flirty Flamingo And I'm going to use my dark Flirty Flamingo for a start for this tiny little flower. It's super cute. We'll colour it in. There's another one here. Another one here. Hopefully I'm still in camera, yep. So funny when we start colouring in, our concentration level all goes out the window. Sorry, as far as like where we're at, what we're doing. Okay, I think I'm going to do the other leaves in dark old olive. So these little smaller leaves, I think I'm going to do in dark old olive. So and that just adds a little bit of depth to the image. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I can't colour, I'm so bad at it. But look, you can see what I'm doing here. It's really not that, that hard. A lot of people think it's, and these blends make our job so easy. I know I say that all the time, but they do. They make colouring so much easier. Okay. There's a little bit of green in there. A little bit of green in there. Where did I see that? Probably about there. Okay. And then I'm going to, just with my cherry cobbler and the fine tip end, I'm going to do the little berries in cherry cobbler, because we have a couple of little berries there. 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 I've gone quiet. I'm colouring. I've gone quiet. Okay, there. And I think we will do those ones in the light Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to do these bigger ones. Oh, I missed a berry there. You find this out when you go to colour the next thing. It's like, oh, I missed some there. Okay, this one here. This one here. There. There. And there. Oh, one up there. Anyone see another one? Oh, one there. I think that's about it. And you know what? That's about the most of the colouring that I'm going to do. Thank you, Karen. That's about the most I'm going to do as far as my colouring. Now I'm going to grab a sentiment. And those, here we go. Celebrate your day, grateful for your kindness, life is better with you, happy everything. I think celebrate your day looks pretty good. Ooh, where did I put it? Over here. Celebrate your day. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'll pop it onto a block. So I think I'm actually going to stamp that in, can I find Flirty Flamingo? Flirty Flamingo, is that in behind there? Of course it is. It has to be in behind my camera. Sorry about this. Okay, no, although, no, I've decided I'm gonna do it in grey. I was gonna do it in Flirty Flamingo, but I'm thinking it's gonna be too light. Actually, let me see what it looks like. Let me see on a bit of paper. Here's a bit of paper on the ground. Can I reach it? I'll see what Flirty Flamingo looks like first. So this is what I do. If I can't quite work out what I want to do, I go, okay, let's see what it looks like. And if it looks yuck, then I will It looks pretty. I think I'm going to do that, to tell you the truth. That looks super cute. Okay, so I am doing Flirty Flamingo. Forget about the grey. I'm doing Flirty Flamingo. That, celebrate your day. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? Now in this stamp set, there's also flowers, and I'll do that on the inside of the card, but there's also some flowers that are stamps that I think are really, really cute in the set too. And you could not actually do a wreath card. You could actually do something a little bit different. But so I'm going to pop that onto that, which is looking really cute. I feel like I need a little bit of ribbon. I feel like I need something on there. What sort of ribbon could I do? I don't actually have a ribbon that's going to match that. No, I'm just going to leave it without the ribbon. Told you I was like definitely winging it today, didn't I? You can hear my indecisiveness, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? What am I going to do? It's so funny doing things when you're winging it like this, because you just, you have an idea in your head, and sometimes that idea just goes by the way because it just doesn't work the way you think it should. But anyway, it's all happening. Sorry, I'm just checking on my computer here what's going on. I've got a few messages, but I will check them when I'm finished doing my live video. Okay, come on, I want to see the video. I want to see where I'm at. Check what's going on here. There. Okay, I'm glad you've hung in with me. Now, the people that have hung in with me, I'm going to ask you to type in the comments if you're in Australia and if you would like a prize patrol. I'm going to pick someone right now, but you need to type in the comments what state you live in Australia and prize patrol. So prize patrol and the state. So that's actually what I want you to type in the comments, and I'm going to pick somebody that is going to be the lucky winner of the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. So type in the comments where you're watching from in Australia. So type the prize patrol and the state that you live in if you want to be one of the lucky winners that gets chosen to win the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. Karen's saying yes, please. Type in the comments, and when you type in the comments, please make sure if you haven't shared it, you share it. Sharon's saying, Deborah's saying Prize Patrol Queensland. Karen's saying Prize Patrol New South Wales. Anyone else? Let's go. Type it in the comments, people, and give me some hearts while you're going. Helen's saying New South Wales. Give me some hearts while you're going. Show me some love. Tell me if you're enjoying this and whether you're having a lovely time crafting with me this afternoon. So give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up. Whatever you think is appropriate. Prize Patrol New South Wales. Hey Chris, how you going? Prize Patrol New South Wales. We've got a few New South Wales people here. So I'm just popping that up onto that layer. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that up again. We used to have Flirty Flamingo ribbon, and that's what I'm missing. I wanted the Flirty Flamingo ribbon that we have, but we don't have it anymore. And I'm missing the fact that we have not got that anymore, but we could do Lorraine's from Grafton. Angie said she's crafting with me. I have just thought about a coloured ribbon that I can use. Oh, no, I haven't thought about the coloured ribbon I can use. No, I'm going to do no ribbon. Oh, that's all right. I'm sorry, Pamela, too, that I can't send things overseas. It's really sad that we can't do things like that, but the rules are the rules. Okay. So I'm just going to glue that onto the front of my card. We do need some bling to make this look pretty. So I'm just thinking in that rhinestone box, is there any type of bling, which I think there is, that may suit this? Okay. My pokey tool keeps hiding behind my things on my desk. Better put my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm thinking these gorgeous rhinestones might look really, really pretty. So we might take some of these and pop them in around here. Look at this. Does that not just make that beautiful flowered wreath go bling? Super cute. These are the Noble Peacock rhinestones. So you'd be amazed at how you can mix and match things to coordinate. Now these are not anywhere near the Flirty Flamingo color, but they're still looking quite nice. Thank you. That one was misbehaving. And so's that one. The rhinestones want to misbehave. Okay, and then I think I want to pop one there, one over here, and one here. That's made that just pop, I think. So we're now going to, inside, we need to do something inside to make it look pretty. Okay. Okay, so the lucky winner of the Perfectly Plaid stamp set is Chris Andrew. I've drawn you as the lucky winner of the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. So Chris, what you need to do is you need to message me in a private message, just in Messenger, and tell me what your name and your address is, and I will pop you in that. I will pop that in the post. I need to write that down so I don't forget. Chris Andrew. So congratulations, Chris. You're the lucky winner of the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. Now the reason that I have them is the people that actually were drawn for these stamp sets a few weeks ago didn't claim their stamp sets. So the only way that you can claim your stamp set is to actually send me your address, and so that I can pop it out in the post for you. I'll just pop that aside. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp on the inside of this card and then we will be done. I'm going to find the stamp set now. So we've done Celebrate You out in the front. We might say Happy Everything inside. So Happy Everything. It's better than winning Powerball. That is so nice. I'm so glad that that's how you feel. And do you know what? We as stampers, we can all understand that. I'm sure that the majority of us would love to win a stamp set. But the reason why I give away stamp sets is I thank you all for watching me and for supporting me. So, okay, Happy Everything. So we're going to do that in Flirty Flamingo. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the flower out of this stamp set. I'm not actually going to colour it because I've got no layer here. I could actually do a white layer inside and I could colour it and that would solve the problem. But because I'm doing a live and I'm winging it and I didn't think about that, what I'm actually going to do is just do this flower. But I'm going to do it in a really soft grey, and I might even stamp off so it doesn't, I've got so many stamps here. That's okay. When I've finished the live video, I'll find them all and put them all back where they need to be. So I think I'm going to use my smoky slate, which is quite light, although I have re-inked it, so it may not be quite as light as what I thought it was. I'll get a scrap piece of paper and try it first. It's not as light as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. I'm happy with it being like that anyway. So I'm just going to go like that. Look at that. Is that not super cute? Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring in the cards that I've made today so you can go back through all of the things that I have done. Now, if you're watching this, if you're watching the replay, please feel free to comment and like and share my video. If you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to comment and share. But as you can see, we've got the simple version, we've got the casual version, okay? We've got the avid version, so we've got an embossing folder, we've got some ribbon, we've got some gems, and then here is the one that is actually a stamp set that will complement. The framelit will cut out this wreath as well. So you'd be able to do a similar thing. So one is called Seasonal Wreaths. So this is the beautiful one that has the flowers. It's called Seasonal Wreaths. And the other one is called Tidings All Round. So as you can see, you can get some totally different looks with using those two stamp sets. So they actually do complement each other. So I think it's a fantastic couple of sets to have in your crafting area. And I'm sure you wouldn't be disappointed with it. So as I said, everything that I've used today in my video can be purchased through my online store. I'll just run through once again before I leave. The Christmas is Here suite is available on the 1st of November for customers. If you simply cannot wait for the Christmas is Here bundle, you can purchase it in your starter kit and join my Wild Heart Crafters team and enjoy a 20% discount on all of the next lot of your orders for the next 7 months in total. And if you stay current, you can have that discount for even longer. The stamp set is gorgeous. So a beautiful rose stamp set, some gorgeous intricate design on that stamp set. And of course, we all love the framelits that will cut out the rose. So they are actually a gorgeous suite. There's beautiful gold ribbon, beautiful, gorgeous gold glittery gems. So I've ordered mine this morning. There's even this gorgeous gold bracelet. Now that gold bracelet is very similar to the bracelet that we got on the incentive trip. They've now brought out a gold. It's not actually real gold. It is a gold medal, but it's absolutely so super cute. So if you want to get your hands on that, or if you want to get your hands on the paper trimmer, we as demonstrators can order the paper trimmer all of this month. So if you've been thinking about joining Stamping Up for a while, I can tell you now is the time to join, because even when you join, you are going to carry right through with your 20% discount through celebration time. Celebration happens in January and it is super, super awesome. But the beauty of it is you get the same deal as what the customers get, plus you get 20% discount as well. So it can't get any better than that. So if you're interested, please message me. I would be happy to give you a call if you want to talk and ask some questions about joining my team. I would love to give you a call. No pressure whatsoever, but I can tell you it is the best deal in the book, and it would be what I would be doing if I had more than $169 worth of product to order. So as soon as you join, you purchase your starter kit, you can set up your demonstrator portal and you can order straight away. As soon as you get your ID number and your password, go in, set up your demonstrator portal, and you can turn around. If you've got more than $235 worth of product that you want to buy, you can turn around and order with a 20% discount straight away as soon as you join. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed my crafting this afternoon. I love spending time with you and crafting with you. It's the most enjoyable part of my whole week. crafting live with you and chatting with you. So as I said, if you're watching this back later on, please feel free to like my business page and follow my business page, turn on the notifications. If you're watching back on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and turn the bell notification on so you're notified every time I upload a video. So thank you everyone, have a lovely afternoon, and until next Tuesday, bye for now.